Good evening. It's 7:54 p.m. on March 30th, 2021. We're going to commence our meetings of Other People's Money and How the Bankers Use It by Louis D. Brandeis, as well as Benjamin Franklin's A Modest Inquiry into the Nature and Necessity of a Paper Currency of April 3rd, 1729. First, we will begin with Other People's Money, beginning with How Bankers Arrest Development, starting at the end of page 149. But great banking houses have not merely failed to initiate industrial development. They have definitely arrested development because to them the creation of the trusts is largely due. The recital in the memorial addressed to the president by the Investors Guild in November 1911 is significant. Quote, "It is a well-known fact that modern trade combinations tend strongly toward constancy of process and products, and by their very nature are opposed to new processes and new products originated by independent inventors, and hence tend to restrain competition in the development and sale of patents and patent rights, and consequently tend to discourage independent inventive thought to the great detriment of the nation, and with injustice to inventors, whom the Constitution is specially intended to encourage and protect in their rights." End quote. And more specific was the testimony of the Engineering News. Quote, "We are today something like 5 years behind Germany in iron and steel metallurgy, and such innovations as are being introduced by our iron and steel manufacturers are most of them merely following the lead set by foreigners years ago. We do not believe this is because American engineers are any less ingenious or original than those of Europe, though they may indeed be deficient in training and scientific education compared with those of Germany. We believe the main cause is the wholesale consolidation which has taken place in American industry. A huge organization is too clumsy to take up the development of an original idea. With the market closely controlled and profits certain by following standard methods, those who control our trust do not want the bother developing anything new. We instance metallurgy only by way of illustration. There are plenty of other fields of industry where exactly the same condition exists. We are building the same machines and using the same methods as a dozen years ago, and the real advances in the art are being made by European inventors and manufacturers." To which President Wilson's statement may be added, quote, "I'm not saying that all invention had been stopped by the growth of trusts, but I think it is perfectly clear that invention in many fields has been discouraged, that inventors have been prevented from reaping the full fruits of their ingenuity and industry, and that mankind has been deprived of many comforts and conveniences, as well as the opportunity of buying at lower prices. Do you know, have you had occasion to learn that there is no hospitality for invention nowadays?" End quote. About a third of the page down on page 152.